We're here with Dave Tina and a guest, Dave Crete, today to talk about the local housing market. And we're discussing the latest housing statistics from the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors for the month of September. So Dave Tina, thanks for filling in this month and talking to us a little bit about the market. What jumped out at you for this month's housing stats?
Well, obviously, the biggest thing this month is the fact that we hit a $300,000 median price for the first time in 11 years, which I believe is a significant accomplishment. If you've been around Vegas for a long time, the last 15 years, we've seen the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. And we had a median price in 2012, I believe, of $115,000. So to make it all the way back to $300,000 is a significant achievement.
So that's a little bit about price.
Yes.
What about how many houses are changing hands? What are our sales doing these days?
Well, we're looking at about 2,700 houses that are actually trading for the month of September, which is a little bit low compared to last year, year over year. And our inventory is rising a little bit. But I've been telling everybody, calm down. It's not a buyer's market yet. We still only have a 2.5 month supply, which historically compared to a normal market, some people say a 4-month supply is a normal market, some people say 6 months. Regardless, it's still way under a normal.
So you just answered my next question about the housing
I can
supply.
go
It's still
further.
tight.
Yes, it's still tight.
What about challenges overall in the market? What would you say what headwinds might we be facing?
Well, I think that I look at it as an opportunity, right? We were in such a position last year when we were doing the statistics, right? Where we were looking at a 30-day, a 45-day supply. The inventory was so tight, there was no room for healthy negotiation. There was no room for options for people to look at houses. It was either you jumped on this house or you were out. This year, there's a little bit more of a loosening. You have more options. You have more negotiating power. It evens the playing field just enough to keep it healthy and more sustainable. That's why I'm really kind of bullish on this. Also, you got to look at things in context. The prices are still increasing. So that $300,000 median is still a 2.7%, was it 2.7% jump from the month before. So if we're going in this direction, even with inventory going up, it's still a healthy, sustainable seller's market.
Well, that's a great overview of the market. Thank you for that. I understand we have some news here at the association as well that you could talk about.
GLVR has been a busy little bee. So last week we had a grand opening for this gorgeous building we're sitting in right now. It's been a labor of love, as you know. And we had over 1,000 of our realtors come through and celebrate this monumental achievement. 5 presidents and boards, 5 years we've been working on this building, and this is the culmination of a lot of hard work and volunteerism, and it's just been a great journey. Also, with the year coming to an end almost, we have the new board, the installation of a really good friend of mine, Janet Carpenter, becoming president next year. She's gonna, you guys are gonna be in great hands with her as our president. And then lastly, this year we had the beginning of our new MLS subsidiary. And as you know, this was one of the main things on my agenda last year as president, in addition to finishing this building, was to separate out the MLS and have them as this amazing tech-driven, just highly efficient, highly intelligent portion of this association. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce the guy who's going to be running the whole show for the next, at least last 6 months and the next 12 months.
Yeah,
Dave Crete.
For a while. Thanks.
Right?
Thanks. A lot of changes, and it really did originate and manifest itself while you were our president. And it has really changed the dynamic of how MLS is going to operate in the future, how our agents are going to be served, ultimately our clients, on how they're going to be served with some new tools, I think, some better technology, and some better ways of doing business.
Well, the MLS is such an important part of the association, right? It's integral. It's one of the gateways into this realtor association. So how do you see this group changing some things for the better in the future?
Oh, there's a lot. We are really able now, first with technology, to evaluate things. We have a board who, instead of the previous committee, where maybe we'd make a recommendation, but we weren't necessarily a decision maker. Now we have a group of people who understand that they're decision makers. We work in concert with our owner, which is GLVAR, but we have the ability to go out and find new tools, implement those tools, go out and investigate better ways of doing business. A lot of it's through talking to all the other MLSs in the country and finding those new methods and implementing those. And I think the agents over the next year are going to find the MLS to be a very different creature than the MLS that they've been accustomed to.
I think it's like a SEAL Team 6. You know, when you get onto the board of directors for the association, you have a lot of leaders. They don't necessarily know the ins and outs of the MLS and the technology behind it and, you know, all the rules and regs and things like that. So you're like a highly specialized unit now of experts in the room that know what's going on. I mean, I think you're going to do a great job.
Yeah, I think so. There's really some smart people. Our vice chair is Georgia Purpura. She's amazing. She has a tech background.
Yep.
A lot of other brokers and the past presidents and people that this is what they live and breathe.
Yep.
So it's a very different environment. It's going to be great.
Plus, with a lot of uncertainty and disruption in the future, it's like you have to innovate or you die. So it couldn't be more timely to have this group together.
It's true.
So that's great.
It's true. We're making new paths to ensure our relevance and success, and that ultimately the consumer is served at the highest level.
Beautiful. Well, a lot of things going on. Dave is going to be, he is the perfect person to kind of transition us into this new path, this new journey. And one last thing, when you're on the single sign-on, make sure to look for your new portal for applied analysis. That's something that we're really excited about as well. So thanks for being here today.
Great. Thank you.
Appreciate it, buddy.